Well, folks, I know this, I can speak for the rest of these guys. This has been one of the most awesome nights of my life and everybody up here, and I know it's been good for y'all. But I know you are not going to leave this room until you hear some "You Might Be a Redneck."
If you think NSYNC is where your dirty dishes are, you might be a redneck. If you take your dog for a walk and you both use the tree at the corner, you might be a redneck. If you think a 401k is your mother-in-law's bra size, you might be a redneck. If your dad's cell number has nothing to do with a telephone, you might be a redneck. If you keep a fly swatter on the front seat of the car so you can reach your kids in the back seat of the car. They're like, can you do that? Is that okay? No, don't do it. If your working television sits on top of your non-working television, you might be a redneck. If you've ever been accused of lying through your tooth, you might be a redneck. If you work without a shirt on and so does your husband, you might be a redneck. If an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger changed your life, you might be a redneck. If you've ever worn a tube top to a funeral home, you might be a redneck.
Oh, my God. Wait. I can't even believe you just said that.
Why, did you see that?
No. I got one better. If you've ever opened a beer during a eulogy, you might be a redneck.
I'm just guessing one of your relatives.
My Uncle Jack. I swear to you, Jeff, we weren't even outside. We were in the church. And the Reverend had just finished the eulogy and we heard, and we look in the back and he's sitting there with a beer and he goes, "What?"
Mama looks good, don't she?
That ain't Mama.
No, that's her. They just shaved her beard off. Forgot my beer.
All right, well, as long as you're telling ones on your relatives, I'm telling one on you. This is one he did, and it's about 12 years ago in Iowa. I want you to think back. A couple of DJs told me about this.
No.
If you have ever ridden an electric floor buffer,
All right, wait. Tequila was involved. Get off me.
Wonder how many times his wife has said that. One more on you. If you ever empty the bed of your pickup truck by driving backwards really fast and slamming on the brakes,
That's how we moved.
you might be a redneck. If you've ever used a bar stool for a walker, you might be a redneck. If you think Silence of the Lambs is what happens when Larry walks out to the barn,
That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. Get her done.
If there is an electronic singing fish in more than 3 rooms of your home, you might be a redneck. If you missed 5th grade graduation because you had jury duty, you might be a redneck. If you think fast food is hitting a deer at 65 miles an hour, you might be a redneck. If somebody tells you you have something in your teeth and you take them out to see what it is, you might be a redneck. If you have a complete set of salad bowls and they all say Cool Whip on the side, you might be a redneck. If you wear a dress that is strapless with a bra that isn't, you might be. Think about that and try to sleep tonight, all right? If you've ever stared at a can of orange juice because it said concentrate, you might be a redneck. If you've ever had your nipple bitten off by a beaver, you might be a redneck. God bless you.